Hi everybody, Sister Vine here with you tonight, feeling pretty pink and fluffy. And I have a thoughts for you. I know it's a thoughts. Yay! Well, tonight's thoughts is bedroom stuffs. No, not that stuff. Don't worry, you don't have to click away. General bedroom maintenance type stuffs. So, thoughts on the bed itself. I I definitely say we need to put sheets on the bed. I know a lot of people don't for some reason. I don't get that. Um, Are you sheets or not sheets? That's the first question for you tonight. I'm definitely sheets. No question there. The second question is, and this is the bigger one, do you make the bed? I'm being serious and honest here. Do you actually make your bed? Now, there's a lot of thoughts in here as to why or why not you would do such a heinous act of making or not making your bed. I know being brought up, my mother always taught me make my bed. I didn't do it so much, but I did sometimes. I knew how to, put the sheet down, put the blanket down, put the pillows all straight up, make sure everything's perfect. And when I set up the guest rooms for when people are coming, yes, those beds are generally made up nicely. But our bed that we sleep on, no, I don't make that bed every day. There's a good reason for this. When you have two bodies that sleep in the same bed, you don't always have the nature of, does this one roll left? Does this one roll right? Are the blankets going to tug for this one? Tug for that one? Almost every night you would end up with one cold person and another person with all the blankets. I'm not being mean to either me or Autumn. It was a 50-50 tie on who'd win with the blankets, the other person freezing. We pretty quickly found out this is not going to work. So, at least we started with, we each had a blanket that was just on us, and then a blanket on top of both of us, which was fine. It was shareable. But you still had the tug of war, and then you had someone who was a little chillier by the end of the night, and we ended up, over time, rationing it down to blankets on each side that were just what we each personally liked, the best, comfiest blankets. That way, when someone rolls over, they don't steal the other person's blankets. It really takes a lot of effort to take the other person's blankets at this point. But it's a lot harder to try to make a bed when you're trying to make it with two portions of blankets across a single bed. That and when you're trying to get into the bed when the other person's been there for a while and it's dark, it is a lot more fun to try and get into a made bed than it is to an opened bed, whereas the blanket is pushed off to the side so you can find your entrance space and then pull the blankets on top of you. So that's thoughts on the blankets part and making the bed. Next thoughts, clothes. Storage-wise. We're dressery people mostly. T-shirts, jeans, pretty much everything that can be in a dresser is in a drawer somewhere. Button-down clothes normally are in hangers. But I know a lot of people that like to do the opposite. Well, I'm not the opposite, more towards the hanging everything that's possible to hang, like their t-shirts, their pants. They're generally hangers and closet people. Do you fit into either of those categories? Are you a drawer person? Or are you more of a prefer to be hangery as opposed to as much in drawer type situations? Hangers are fun and all, but I find I quickly lose space in the closet when I try and hang up things like t-shirts. But I seem to make a better use of my physical space when I put them in a drawer. I'm sure they'd be a little less wrinkly hung up, but by the time I put it on my body, it's usually pretty flattened out for a t-shirt. We do fold them right away after washing, so not too much hassle there. Now Now there is another few options here, and I've seen and actually tried a couple of these. One, just don't put the laundry away. Comes up in a laundry basket, lives in there. You cycle it into another laundry basket as it gets dirty, take the dirty laundry basket down, it comes up and becomes a clean laundry basket, switch it around, rinse and repeat. Though this is efficient, it feels a lot more teenager than adult to me. There are also other things besides dressers with drawers and hanging and just leaving things in the laundry basket. There's also like chest products that are just like open shelving type units where you can stack your clothes, like stack your shirts in a big pile, all folded. We did this when we were staying at Javi's house for the 2 months we were there before he bought this house. In the room he was letting us use because he's such an awesome kangaroo and let us stay in his house for 2 months and he's wonderful. I am not complaining about this whatsoever. I'm just talking about how it worked here. So he had this cabinety thing in the spare bedroom. It had a couple of small drawers, but it mostly had this big empty space on the top. So while I was there, I unpacked what clothes I was going to use for that period of time. And I basically just stacked my t-shirts in the open space at the top of this cabinety thing. It was interesting. It worked sufficiently. I mean, I was able to get clothes that didn't get any more messed up than being in a drawer. I'd say it's a little less efficient for me personally because I can't as easily pick the thing that's like halfway down if I want it. Whereas in a drawer, I can get to like a good 80%, depending on how far your drawers pull out of all the different t-shirt options. So it could work. I don't see this as being a bad idea. I also had issues with potential stability. Once you get too high of a stack of t-shirts, they're not exactly perfect level bricks, so occasionally you'll start to get a tilt. And you don't want them to fall over onto you or just onto the floor or something. That could be annoying. Then you got to refold them. That's a mess. Yeah. Another fun question. This one definitely would be more along the lines of depending on how much personal space you actually possess. If you have a choice, do you put your personal computer, your fun space, your gaming zone, do you put it in the bedroom or another room in the house? This could mean like you put it in the living room or the dining room, like you're actually in the dining room right now. Do you set up a different bedroom for it? What do you do with it? When I lived in Carlisle, we set up our computers in the living room because we had living room, kitchen, dining room, bedroom. Bedroom was full. Living room was where we actually spent most of our time, so we set them up there. Once we moved to this place, we used one of the bedrooms as the work computer room, and now the dining room down here as our fun computer room. Note, no dining room table. Not our style. If given the option, what's your choice? I definitely would say not in the bedroom personally. When I only had a bedroom as my personal space when I was renting space at someone else's house, yes, my computer was in my room because that was my space. But now that once we moved into an apartment that was ours, and now that we're in a house that is completely ours, it's a lot easier to be able to move the computers farther away from the sleep space and into somewhat their own space here, as in we have a computer room and all that. 2 of them, in fact, because we have a work room where we segregate work away, a fun computer room where I have all the fun. Ain't that about a thing? So, any thoughts from you guys? Please put them in the comments. I'd love to hear what your situations are, what your opinions on a lot of these things are. putting clothes away, not putting clothes away, drawers, dressers, hangers, making beds, not making beds. Heck, I wouldn't even mind hearing if someone's willing to say they did or did not use sheets on their bed. I'm not here to judge you. I actually am fine with whatever anyone else does. That's your space. You do what you want, but hey, I'm curious. The more we know about each other's spaces, the more we know about each other. And the more maybe we can develop from each other's knowledge. Learning's good. Learning's good. Anyway, yeah. So don't forget to comment on that and like and subscribe. Hit the little dingly bell for said dingly bell will let you when I put up new videos. And my Patreon link is in the description box below. But for now, this little puppers is going to thank you for spending some time with her tonight, and I will see you all again on future videos. Keep your lives organized, and I will see you soon. Backer backle.